Chef.
Our second child was born 1984. When I was 33 years old, Special Force Unit Commander, leading operation in Sudan, far away from the state of Israel, to bring Jews from Ethiopia, Jews who were at risk in life danger. At the age of 8 months, our son was diagnosed. And Didi, my wife, and me were told by psychologists, your son is having a combination of autism and retardation. Probably he will never speak, probably he will stay mentally child forever. That was a shock for us. We felt the sky dropping down, crashing on our head. How the hell do you continue managing your life if your son has no future at all, if he won't be graduated of kindergarten? This child, all his life, has never spoken one word, never said Abba, Dad, never made eye contact. And he was the greatest professor, the greatest teacher of my life. He was named after my brother, Eran, who was killed in the Yom Kippur War in 1973. My brother, Eran, was Armor Platoon Commander, the second platoon in his company. He was shot by a Syrian tank, 50 meters in front of him, thrown outside, bleeding, pleading, shouting for assistance. No one arrived. In military, we say, never leave the wounded in the field. My brother was left behind. 7 days alone, crying, shouting. I arrived to his tank at the end of the war, investigated his last battle. And then I swore, I did my oath to never, ever leave a wounded soldier behind. Despite being bereaved family, 3 years later, I was the first Israeli soldier to land in Entebbe, the night of 3rd and 4th, July 1976. We flew 4,000 kilometers, landed 11 p.m. sharp, killed 7 terrorists and brought back, after 53 minutes on the ground, brought back the 105 Israeli hostages. Bringing with us the 105 hostages within my friend Yoni Netanyahu, Lieutenant Colonel Yoni Netanyahu was killed, and 3 of the hostages who also were killed in the operation. 11 years, it doesn't work. Okay. 11 years after the Yom Kippur War, Didi, my wife, and me found ourselves raising a child. It's like a huge echo box of my bleeding brother. A child who is fully dependent in our power, unable to do anything by his own. A child who is like speaking from his shouting silent here inside, telling me, my dear father, you flew to Entebbe to save hostages who were 1 week of their life hostage. But my dear father, I'm hostage every single minute of my life from birth. I'm fully dependent on you. My dear father, children like me are abused, ignored, harassed, discriminated, kept in shameful institute in our loved country. My dear father, will you make a change? Will you build for me a social Entebbe. For him, I left the military as Major General and built a village, a paradise. "40 acres in the desert, a place that before was yellow ground, empty terrain, a place of love and commitment for the most severely disabled people on earth, a place of harmony between Jews, Muslims, and Christians. At the center of this village are placed 140 kids like our loved son. Around them, 400 workers, 450 volunteers. We give them the best housing, the best education system, the best healthcare, the best social life, cultural life, entertainment, gardens, music, horses, animals, any treatment in the world. And in this village, we also created a new concept of integration. In this village, which is not anymore institute, it's social community center. We have not only the 140 kids like him. We serve all the million people living in south of Israel. We are the rehabilitation and education center. Rehabilitation center saying every day about 200 people arriving to be treated in our day rehabilitation. Hydrotherapy, physiotherapy, computer therapy, music therapy, horse riding therapy, communication therapy, psychologist advice, any treatment which is needed. And in this wonderful village, we educate ordinary people from age 1. We teach them what is love, what is commitment. We teach them what is social responsibility. We teach them how to assist those who are unprivileged. In this village, you may hear stories like the story of Meira Virgil and Shula, his wife, fostering a Muslim Bedouin girl named Rahma. And if you ask Shula, the woman with the gray skirt, if you ask Shula, what is Rahma for you? She says, look at my belly. 5 children came from here, but Rahma came from my heart. And in Ale Negev, you can meet Christian youngsters who came from Berlin, like Timo, volunteers working with our disabled children. You need to hear them, what they say. We come for atonement. Atonement on the murder of 6 million Jews, Second World War. Atonement on Hitler's decision to kill the handicapped, to kill the retarded, to kill the disabled first when Second World War started. After one beautiful year in this village, our son passed away from a very rare disease 11 years ago. His spirit spread to every corner of the village. His spirit is the goodness in our world. His spirit is the commitment and love of all the Jewish people of the state of Israel. The social chain is always measured by its weakest link. The more we strengthen this link, we are better people and better society. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Achiya Klein. I'm 26, and I'm born and raised in a small religious kibbutz called Kfar Etzion. In 2010, I drafted into an elite combat engineer unit called Yahalom. And in 2013, I went to officer school, and I returned to my unit as a team commander. My team's focus was on research and destroyed terror tunnels. Terror tunnels was very unique at the time. As a young officer, I was given a mission to demolish a tunnel that started in Gaza and finished in Israeli territory next to Kibbutz Ein HaShlosha. This tunnel was very unique and advanced. It was very clear to everyone that saw the tunnel that it was built for one purpose, and for one purpose only, to carry out a very serious terror attack against Israeli civilians. For a few weeks, me and my team examined the tunnel, collected information that we need in order to complete our mission. When we were ready, me and my team entered into the Gaza territory and started drilling into the ground with a tunnel beneath us. After we started to drill, suddenly, it was a huge explosion. I left the mission in the helicopter with 7 broken bones on my face alone, with severe second-degree burns all over my body, and my life hanging by a thread. After many surgery and a few months of recovery, I was ready to go home. But now, I'm facing a new challenge and need to reteaching myself to live my life without my eyesight. 4 months after I left the hospital, I returned to my unit and became a technology development officer. And during my recovery, I entered into the world of sport. I started doing a marathon, triathlon, and today I compete with the Israeli Paralympic rowing team. In a few weeks from now, I will finish my BA at AJC Herzliya as part of the Argo Fellow in the honor program of the government school. This fall, I'm going to do my master's degree in counterterrorism and homeland security. I'm very optimistic about the future of Israel. But it's very important for me to say that Hamas may rob me of my eyesight, but it didn't stop my team to complete our mission. And it definitely didn't stop me to live my life to defend the state of Israel. Thank you. Bueno.